Hi everybody, this is a reading on the files, and we're going to start by asking if the files will be released. And I'm going to cut this deck, it's a tarot deck, just to start out with, and we're going to see what answer we get for this yes or no question. Ace of Wands reverse. It's looking like a no, and so I'm going to pull more cards here. Tell me why it's a no. Okay, we have four different cards that came out. We have the Two of Swords, Three of Swords, as well as the Four of Swords and the Hangman reverse. So this is telling me that, sorry about the weird camera angle, this is telling me that there is delays due to obviously there are powers that don't want this information released, and on another level I'm seeing that people are not ready in their consciousness with the blindfold over her eyes here. It's hard to see the reality of pain and suffering and torture that has been going on behind the scenes. I think that's a little too much for a lot of people in our collective. Their nervous systems are not acclimated enough to process that level of suffering, and so they would rather be maybe asleep to that idea. This is very much the Hangman reverse energy. So ultimately, this is actually in the power of the collective with these cards. I'm surprised to see how much these cards are pointing towards our effect on this outcome. I'm going to put the Ace of Wands reverse up there. Yeah, this is definitely interesting. I didn't see this reading going this way, so I'm going to pull from my Kali Oracle. Okay. I already shuffled these cards, but I'm just going to shuffle them again. Tell me what can be changed in the collective at this time that would result in a more benevolent outcome. Oh, very, very accurate cards here. We have Sri Bala, who is the divine inner child, the feminine rebellion against the patriarchy, as well as a little warrior, a child warrior. This is very much poignant to counter energy of what's going on with the abuse of innocence and children. I'm seeing a lot of that coming in response to that with the Sri Bala card. And then we have the Devi Ma Kali. This is the Divine Mother. And so it's actually, aliens, I'm getting this is speaking to the divine feminine collective at this time specifically, that we are needing to step into our maternal archetypes, our embodied divine feminine power, and there needs to be an activation for the divine feminine for the files to be released. I'm going to pull from the Sacred Geometry Oracle now. Tell me more about this activation. Yeah, because it's a lesson. And this is a really beautiful card in that there's angelic guidance here. And we get guidance from these divine beings when we're trying to learn. Sorry, I had to drink my tea. When we're trying to learn a really intense, perhaps heavy, perhaps long-standing lesson, maybe karmic. This has been playing out for lifetimes. And this is affecting all of us. It's the fear of the reptilian ruling has been in our DNA and our lineages for a long time. And so I'm getting with this card that the feminine needs to find her power here. We have some interesting astrology with Sedna coming through. Sedna is about letting go of the expectation that the patriarchy will save you. I think this is a huge part of the lesson for the feminine, is reclaiming our power and identity over the matrix, over the patriarchal, capitalistic, neoliberal, faux democratic, imperialistic, white supremacist, patriarchal society, and moving into our own new earth timeline, 5D, 60, 70 timeline. Tell me more about the lesson here. This is the Soul Helper Oracle. Looks like we have pulled Awaken the Magic of Your Creativity. Really positive cards for a very heavy topic. But I think it is because it's pertaining to sacral and root chakra. This is an important aspect of the collective's healing, is allowing for our sacral expression, our creative expression to come through. I would like to read on that card, number 3. Excuse me, I just inhaled a whole sandwich and I'm having a little bit of indigestion right now. Okay, so Koi, Lotus, Moonstone, and number 3. And I'm gonna pull from this is the Archangel Gabriel cards, even though they look like Archangel Raphael cards that I just got. Tell me about awakening the magic of our creativity. So we have inspiration. Yes, your idea is divinely inspired. Take action accordingly to set it into motion. And then we have daily practice. The more you practice your new skills, the more comfortable and confident you become. I'm actually taking this as being in your power and being able to put it into your daily routine in a very functional, practical way, building up your sense of safety in yourself. I'm just gonna ask the Shaman Oracle about these 4 cards up here. Tell me about these 4 cards. Okay. Pachamama. This is all very feminine directed energy with this reading. I'm taken aback by it. I was expecting there to be more in regards to what the masculine, what their role is in releasing the files, because it's in such a masculine arena with the politics and government and judicial system. Just seems very masculine Saturn energy to me. But here we're getting a lot of Taurus, Virgo, divine feminine, lunar energy, and we're having it very directed at what the feminine can do to bring about a change for these files to take place. This is giving maybe attacks in the spiritual and psychic realms. I couldn't even do this reading today until praying a very detailed protective prayer over myself and my loved ones, because anyone who discusses the files, it's like an energetic target because of all the hexing and curses and spell casting that go around that keep people from talking about them. So tell me about, yeah, because it's the truth. This is the Sacred Mysteries truth. Yeah, so that was pulling in regards to these 4 cards. There's a truth that is being repressed. We know this. It's heavy. It's about the Cabal. It's about humanity and our connections and origins to these dark forces, being subjugated to these dark forces for a long time. I'd like to pull from the Sacred Hag Oracle, since we're getting a lot of witch energy here. Tell me about truth. Just gonna pull from truth. Card 2, Season of Mud-Caked Hands. The truth is in the earth. Lots of earth energy. Gaia is taking on the entirety of human suffering is what these cards are expressing. Pachamama coming through here, holding us in her divine, loving, feminine, maternal energy with the Devi Ma Kali, the Divine Mother. Tell me about the truth. This is the tarot again. Okay, let's see here. We have the Hermit and Page of Pentacles. So there's something moving in the material realm that it's like it's gestating. And it looks like we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck here. So let me just put the High Priestess. Okay, and then behind her is the Tower. So let me move these cards in front. Sorry, it's limited space today, you guys. The Hermit with Page of Pentacles, with the High Priestess, with the Tower, speaks to there's something that is, it's going to manifest in the physical realm. It's been in repression or in isolation. It's coming forward through the divine feminine, and that's going to be the explosive, catalytic shift that will probably turn the tides, I'm guessing, on this situation, because so far we have media trying to shove this down and hope that everybody forgets about it. Actually, I want to pull another tarot. Tell me, after this activation with the High Priestess and the Divine Feminine and the Tower, is that going to result in the files being released? Okay, we have the Empress. That is a yes. So there will be. She came out sideways, but when a card comes out sideways, that to me is a yes rather than a reverse. And we can double pull just to confirm. Is that a yes? Okay, we have like multiple cards falling out here. Queen of Swords is a yes. King of Swords is reverse. And then Two of Wands. So it's yes, yes, no, yes, which is mostly yes. We're going to say it's a yes. And with the Empress here, this is the activation of the Divine Feminine. This is the culmination and the turning of the age and the turning of the tides. This is judgment energy in the form of Divine Feminine. We have so much Divine Feminine energy in this reading. It's absolutely insane to me. I've never seen this many Divine Feminine cards come out in one reading before, but there's clearly a theme that in order for this truth to come forward, we can't really rely on the traditional powers that were, with the Sedna energy coming through in our astrology. The King of Swords is in reverse, meaning that this masculine energy, the only one of its kind that has come through in this reading, is of no support or help at this time. It is in distortion with the reversal of the King of Swords. So it's really completely up to the feminine, based on this reading that I'm doing, to bring forth the truth of the files. And I don't think it's, I think it's through prayer, through spiritual manifestation, because there is Pachamama as the incarnation of our Earth Mother. She is the Earth Mother. And the Empress is a very earthy, abundant Taurus, Virgo, feminine, Cancer energy. Queen of Swords, she is the fierce decider of what punishment is just. And we have Two of Wands here. This is kind of, again, pertaining to the world and our relationship to it. Like, there's a decision that now that everything's been taken into account, where do we go from here? Is what the Two of Wands is telling me. Kind of like the world is your oyster, but this oyster is beaten, bruised, and been through hell and back. And what do we do from that point on to resuscitate the oyster, so to speak? And this is actually becoming a more encouraging reading, and I find it very fascinating just how strong a role the feminine has to play in the files being released. Um, so I want to pull more cards on this for clarity here. Let's pull in regards to this masculine. What's going on with the King of Swords reversed here? Okay, this came out sideways, so we have Page of Cups. Yeah, so there's like a naive masculine energy with the Page of Cups. Honestly, not a surprise. I've felt this way in regards to the Epstein files and the Cabal and the fall of the Cabal, and really there's maybe one or two men I can think of who acknowledge its existence, and even then some of them don't assimilate that information in a way that is helpful to ending these cycles of abuse. Tell me more about the Page of Cups. Yeah, so we have a player masculine energy. So these cards are already telling me the masculine is going to be of no help in this situation. There's a lack of maturity, a kind of player energy that probably keeps them from feeling like they can be of service because they're not right in their own conscience at this point, with the Knight of Cups in reverse. The King of Swords in reverse is a very manipulative energy, using his intellect to get what he wants, but in a very ego gratifying, selfish, and sometimes predatory way. We can already see here that whatever masculine energy is coming through in this reading is of no service for bringing about the release of the files. And then here we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Strength in reverse. So to me, this is about the visuals of these cards, seeing that this woman is encircled in a bubble protecting her. There's boundaries here. So feminine, create a protective bubble around yourself through protective prayers at this time. The Strength reverse is about burnout. So if this is too much for you, if it's crippling your nervous system, if you have a family to take care of, and you can't be thinking about something as heavy as the Cabal or the reptilians are psychically attacking you to the point that you're debilitated, just take a break, pass the torch along, don't burn yourself out, are what these cards are telling me. I'm going to pull from Animal Totem cards. Tell me about this. Okay, we have the rabbit. Yeah, because it's reminding me of the Matrix movie with Follow the White Rabbit. I'm going to read the description here. And it's earth energy again. So a lot of earth magic happening here. Living by your wits, receiving hidden teachings and intuitive messages, quick thinking, humility, moving through fear. That's a major one. Strengthening intuition and fertility. So actually, yeah, there's a lot of maternal, feminine, fertile energy happening with the Empress and Devi Ma Kali. Okay, I'm just going to say this. I think the next generation of babies born should be called the Dragon Children, because I really believe that they are naming themselves after the reptilian race that they are conquering, alchemizing, transmuting, and outliving and surviving and transcending from. And also there's benevolent dragons that are supporting us at this time. And so I'm just one little YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to catch on, but I really would love to call them the Dragon Children, because I think that they're going to be these fiery, powerful 5th, 6th, 7th dimensional children that are embodied in the earth and the heavens, that have so much psychic abilities and powers. Okay, so the rabbit is about moving through the fear that is keeping you from moving forward. Your creativity is high right now. Take advantage of it. So if you have a lot of creative energy flowing through you, use it, and use it for the higher good. and know that your creative projects, if they're done with the intention, the right intentions, they're helping heal our planet. Okay, tell me more about the rabbit. I'm just gonna pull from these sacred mystery cards. We have transformation, fortune, and strength. Transformation, fortune, and strength. There's a huge shift with the financial realm. The reason the Matrix has doubled down on inflation is actually because abundance is now easier than ever before to obtain, because there's a divine redistribution happening. So if people have made a lot of money, not in integrity, that is not able to sustain itself in this new earth frequency that is getting stronger each day. I recommend watching Diane Cooper's 2032 prophecy video. She does a podcast interview with somebody who I can't remember. It's really, really good. And I feel like this is speaking to that, because feminines are able to make money and be fertile and be fruitful like never before. And this is playing into a major rebalancing that's happening. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more card. Actually, not one more card. I feel like I should pull more cards. Yeah, let me see here. I'm like deciding what's going on with the Shaman Oracle here. What's going on with the Cabal at this time? The secret society. Oh, we have the hunter. Yeah, well, we already know that they're hunting. So let me pull from my tarot. Tell me more about the hunter. Okay. Yeah, Emperor in reverse. I knew this card would come out because it's the distorted masculine. It's the abuse of power. And we have 7 of Cups. Right. So there's indecision, chaos, confusion. And look, King of Pentacles in reverse. So financial disruption, degradation, fall, financial fall. It's interesting because it looks like they're not doing so great with the spread. It's like it's somebody who's really desperate to try and keep their position. Tell me about King of Pentacles reverse. What's happening there? Oh, okay. So the Devil, 5 of Cups. Yeah. Of course the Devil card would come out. Every kind of evil energy that you can think of that is also a masculine energy in my deck are coming forward. So the Devil and 5 of Cups. Okay. Tell me more. What's the 5 of Cups and the Devil about? Right, because they're emotionally dissatisfied. There's anxiety here with the 8 of Swords. And it's because they have to rebuild with the 8 of Pentacles. Actually, the 8 of Pentacles is pertaining to their enemies or the benevolent human race against them. I'm seeing that the 8 of Cups, we're expanding our skills. We are becoming more grounded. And we're gaining territory from the enemy. It's causing them anxiety with this. So let me pull on the... Okay. Let me pull on the hunter energy again. Temperance. Yeah, so let me get another follow-up card with this for context. The end of Temperance. They're pissed. They're super pissed at this point. They're losing their cool about it. Because now their human harvesting is completely interrupted, halted, interjected, exposed, defeated is what I'm getting with that. Tell me more. Oneness. Yeah, because we're ascending as a human collective into oneness, and it's a level of consciousness that they can't survive in. The frequencies are too high. I'm gonna pull from my sacred heart cards again. Tell me about oneness. Season of the Elders Altar. So revenge from, we're getting a lot of benevolent support from our ancestors at this time to assist us in defeating the reptilians. And the medicine of the Mist Dwellers, I actually don't remember what this card is. I'm so bad with the Sacred Hag Oracle. 51. Okay, let me pull this up, you guys. It's like really hard for me to even talk about the reptilians because they do so much to like try and close my throat chakra, and I've received so much resistance physically keeping me from trying to make this video. So I'm glad I'm finally doing it. Medicine of the Mist Dwellers is about immortality. Wow. Yeah. Okay. It's the revenge of the spirit of every soul that was ever lost to the reptilians coming through with this reading. I'm in shock and awe because, like, I have been working with my ancestors lately, and I just felt intuitively, spontaneously called to do that. But there's also this feeling of, like, if there's things incomplete in this lifetime, your spirit, your soul, the part of you that continues on, has assignments, has work to do. There's sorry guys. There's a lesson. And I feel like every soul that has been wronged by the reptilians from both this side and the next are coming together to bring about this huge change. I'm gonna pull another Kali card. Tell me about these spirits, these souls. Yeah, because we have the Mahavidya, which is about boundaries, cutting, cord cutting, I believe. I'll have to revisit that. Goya Kali is secrets. So what was used against us was a lot about what we didn't know. Due to the programming, due to the blue beam, due to mind wiping, and the erasing of the knowledge of ancient civilizations like Tartaria, as well as the bioweapons with the jabs and everything else they've done to try and poison and keep us dumbed down and not have our pineal glands activated. Mahavidya, number 15. Yeah, unrestrained, unlimited, wild, and unconditional love. So it's a heart energy. And a spiritual awakening of tremendous value is opening. Your inner being reorients itself around the increasing inner light. Okay, right. So by focusing on love, by being in our heart energy, which has a stronger magnetic field than our minds, we are bypassing and overriding the Archon reptilian technologies and programming, and we're accessing the occult secrets. We're accessing the higher truths of reality with the Goya Kali. There's a lot of secrets coming to light here. We have the Scorpio full moon coming up. That's going to be revealing a lot. I'm going to pull a card on the Scorpio full moon with the sacred geometry. Tell me about what part the Scorpio full moon has to play in this reading. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, echoes of one. Morning meeting. It's a divine romance. I'm thinking, like, you know, either either Jesus comes back, or some of you are gonna be having relations or relationship to higher dimensional beings. I don't know if you heard that story from that woman who went viral for having a sexual relationship to an alien. But that's kind of the energy that's revealing itself with the Scorpio full moon. And the oneness card, it's all reiterating this sacred union energy, because that is actually the ultimate counter to the reptilian ruling is love. It's not fear, it's not anything other than love in pure energetic form. Tell me about this. Okay, we have like purple third eye energy here. And I'm gonna pull one more shaman card and then maybe we'll wrap this up. It's like so such a dense energy for me to, okay, wow, yeah. So wild woman, this is definitely a reading for the feminine. This is about, gosh, I'm just like seeing like spell casting, breaking of curses and hexes and spells. I'm seeing huge breakthrough for the divine feminine with the Scorpio full moon, because look what came through. The crow reverse is about truths that have been repressed. This is giving Lilith energy. This is giving the feminine and her fierce, primal, raw power. The part of the feminine that we've been disgusted by. The crone, the knowing one, the caves, the primordial womb energy. I'm getting Neanderthal energy. I read this book, I think it was called Mary Magdalene and the Left-Hand Path of Christ. And it goes into the Neanderthals. And there's something in the DNA of ancient human beings that's coming through with these cards. I actually want to pull more on DNA with this. Let me pull a sacred geometry card. Tell me about DNA. Oh my god. So many cards fell out. Hang on. Okay, we have mountain messengers. I think this card keeps coming out because my daughter bent it. So I'm sorry if it's like not a part of the reading, but actually, you know what? We need our mountain guides, and this is a very earthly reading. So there's plenty of earth energy here. I'll take it. Okay, we have the circle. We have Taurus. So the circle becoming a portal. More mountain energy. Yeah, the pinnacle, the peak, the human mastery and ascension of experience. More portal energy. Vesica Pisces. This is the feminine. This is kind of like a yoni portal with this. And then we have the invitation. So there's going to be a huge portal with the Scorpio moon. I'm not really sure what the astrology around the Scorpio moon is, other than there's going to be major DNA activations, major awakenings to divine truths. Things that have been hidden for a long time about the feminine are coming to light here. And Scorpio is ruled by Lilith. Lilith is the Scorpio moon in astrology. And so I'm going to pull a shaman card and see what is it that she is trying to show us with this reading. Earth. Oh my god, you guys, it's so much about Earth. It is spiritual warfare for the destiny of Earth, for who rules Earth, for who has a right to walk this Earth and be here, because it is the Akashic record of the universe, of all the universes, of every dimension, time, and space. We are the galactic library. We hold it all in this Earth. And so it is a big deal. And the codes are in the Earth. The truth is in the Earth. The truth about our feminine primal power is in the Earth. I'm gonna pull actually from Soul Helper, and then I'll call it a day because it's becoming a very long reading. We have live in this world as a dreamer. Create a future paradise. Yeah, because they've been trying to keep us in fear, keep us playing small, telling us that, okay, well, the time of romance will come. That's also positive for you guys. Unions, divine unions coming through. These are a lot of cards. I'm gonna have to reshuffle because a lot of cards fell out, but divine unions are part of what is going to propel this ascension, propel the truth coming forward. It is not separate either or, this and then this. Multiple things are happening at once here. So we can be seeking justice for the children, for the women, for all those who are victims to the Cabal, who have been victims to the Cabal. Our ancestors are with us. The souls of those lost are with us and supporting us. And also, this is a time for divine unions and the dragon children to come through. So tell me more, and then we can wrap this up. Yeah, enter the temple of your truth. This is a great note to end on and leave you guys with number 19. Okay. Number 19. Learn to value your truth. This card is like the Joker in the deck. If you draw it, something major is about to happen. You will experience God. You will recognize the source of all being. God, or the divine source, is not a living being, not a thing or idea, but an experience, something that pervades and changes you. Everything is in God. Everything you can see, all of creation, is within the divine source. At times you may feel disconnected, but God is flowing through you at each and every moment. God, the divine source, is within you and around you. Enter the temple of truth that lies within your heart and call to God there. The time has come. Seek out the silence that you need for this and be ready. Search for your truth, but not in the outside world. It can only be found in your own heart. Open yourself to understanding. That truth is entirely individual. Everyone has their own truth. Start to value your own truth. Set out on the journey of experiencing yourself. Be brave. Deep in your heart is where you will find all the answers. So yeah, this card is about experiencing God. Long story short, that was kind of like a new agey rant this pamphlet went into, but I do think there's something here because the power animal is sheep or lamb. And then we have silver fir for the essential oil, Larimar, the crystal, and number 1. I do think that, because I believe in Jesus Christ, I'm not really about this new age, like, God is everything, because there's clearly, like, an evil that needs to be defeated. I really do think that people need to come to Christ, because it is in the Bible that these things would happen, the abomination with the sacrifices to Baal and Moloch. This has been predicted in Revelation. But all that to say, you guys, that get right with God, align yourself to God, and all of this is resolving itself. This is actually ultimately a very positive reading, and I'm looking forward to the end of the rule of the reptilians and the Cabal in this next moon cycle and beyond. Thanks for watching. Bye.